One project on offer from the Coventry City of Culture at the moment is a VR experience, virtual reality experience of a 1980s all-night illegal rave. It's Coventry's acid house scene being remembered in what they're describing as a multi-sensory joyride into the past. I spoke to Darren Emerson, who produced the VR experience called Pursuit of Repetitive Beats, and MC Man, who's now known as Jeff Paris, who was involved with the emerging scene at Amnesia House in Coventry in the 80s and 90s. I asked Darren first what we can expect from this experience.
The magic of the experience is in the build-up and the anticipation. So we take you on a journey really from sundown to sunrise. Back in 1989, that was often sort of driving around quite for hours trying to find a rave. You come in to what is kind of almost dressed like an illegal warehouse. You have a cloakroom where you give your belongings over and you get wristbands.
Right.
But you'll be wearing a VR headset. You'll have controllers in your hands, which basically mimic your hands in VR, so you can see your hands. We also have a secret wind machine in there. So,
so you can be cold.
Well, there are scenes where you're flying down the motorway or you're in a car and you kind of come out the sunroof and you get hit by a blast of air.
You're getting some acid house, though. You're hearing some music. What are the big tracks you're playing?
To open the experience, you're in an empty warehouse and there's just a record which you pick up and you put on a record deck and then you press play. That track is by Orbital and it's a classic track called Chime. When you're actually in the rave, you're dancing to Joey Beltram's Energy Flash, which is a fantastic tune.
Jeff, now this is the Coventry Acid House experience that is being celebrated. You were involved in that. So first of all, just give us a bit of your history there.
I was a DJ in Coventry on the circuit, pubs and clubs. This rave music started to come through on my promotional records, which I didn't take to at first, but after a while, started to play a few and getting a crowd. And then I was just getting a following just for that few little tracks I had. It kind of took off. One of the lads thought, it'd be good to try a warehouse party like how they are all over the country and stuff. And, that's what we did. We got a little bit of piece of paper and pull it around and the rave started, we expected about 50 people to turn up to this dirty warehouse we had, and we had 300 turn up in cars. I still couldn't get my head around it because it was brand new. I thought the police are going to come any time. The second one was even better, and the town actually was empty.
The rest is history. But just tell me about the demographic. What was your experience of who this was?
Judging by the cars, what were turning up, these were well-off people.
Well, you had to have at least one person with a car in the group, didn't you?
Of course you did, yes. But you had to be underground or you won't get the messages, because we didn't have mobile phones or nothing then. It was all about the flyer, the pager, and the lucky people who did have the mobile bricks at the time, Like I said, I was into R&B and hip-hop and everything. So when this music come along, I thought it was just a load of tin pots. But I liked what it was doing to the people, and I liked the feeling the people were giving back to us for playing it.
Well, look, I think that's the point at which we need to talk about pharmacological, recreational drugs, don't we, here? And Darren, the one thing you're not giving people in this multi-sensory experience, you're not giving them any pills.
In this experience, we don't really talk about ecstasy openly, but the whole experience is sort of kind of designed to at least kind of replicate, in some sense, the feeling of it. Like people coming out really excited and sort of like wide-eyed. For me, that was kind of part of the mission of making this. It's like, I wanted to go back to those days. I'm a father of 2 now, so I'm not really going out partying like that anymore. And so we're kind of using the technology to try and kind of replicate that.
Jeff, I want to finish this by asking you what happened shatter that scene?
What it was segregation. So when it was in my time, it was one kind of music and we played it all in the same place. So every rave you went to, you would get a variety of music. But it started to single out, the techno boys wanted just techno and didn't want no happy hardcore. The drum and bass crew, they thought that happy hardcore was kind of like, a little bit too happy for the time what was going on.
The pursuit of repetitive beats, and yes, they could be very repetitive indeed. Darren Emerson there, who produced that VR experience for the Coventry City of Culture project, and also Jeff Paris, MC Man.